Hello everybody and welcome to April Anger! It's finally starting! So in case anybody is unfamiliar with how we've done this in the years past, the first round is just going to be a best of one. Since we're using Amiibo, they don't really care that it's a best of three to prove who's the most skilled among them. It's mainly a time-saving measure so that people don't have to watch like 500 matches, and since money isn't on the line, it's never really been an issue. That being said, the finals round will be the best of 5, and the semifinals before that will be a best of 3. So near the end it is gonna be a little bit more, well, I guess I could say slower paced, but it should be a good determining factor. And then since this year it's twice as big as the year before, having, well, about a third as many matches for the first couple rounds will definitely help speed things up. Because I know people want to be entertained, but people also, well, most people don't want to watch the work and the glory's worth of tournament footage. Oh, Pikachu with a ledge trump there. Reads villagers jump off of it. And surprisingly hitting villager with the side B. Weirdly enough, Pikachu's side B is Skull Bash, which in the Pokemon games is a move where the user retreats its head into a shell, and so it raises your defense, and then the user attacks the opponent with the head. All of the Pokemon moves in Smash Bros. Are used a little liberally. First of all, because back in the day they didn't have nearly as many to choose from. But also, to be honest, they kind of just pick what they want the Pokemon to do, and then I feel like they figure out what move it should be afterwards. And, you know, nobody's really complaining. I don't know anyone who looks at Greninja use Substitute like a counter and goes, hey, that's not supposed to be an attacking move. Because it just makes more sense in the context of Smash Brothers. Pikachu with a combo consisting entirely of one up air. If Pikachu keeps this up, he's not going to make it too far into this tournament. Villager with a surprising read with that up air there. Releasing a Thunder Jolt at one of the worst times possible. I'm sure there are worse times, but Pikachu striking back with a Thunder Jolt to up air combo. Usually you deploy the Thunder Jolt, then you go for like a grab or try to combo your opponent. And Pikachu is now 2 lives behind, still needs to kill Villager, not using any of the moves that would do that. If Pikachu would just grab Villager and then up throw, since the Amiibo don't DI, Villager just got an early spot. Oh, Pikachu lived! Pikachu has an amazing recovery, in case you didn't know. Yeah, the final flash that's supposed to denote the end of the match, first of all, it is a welcome adjustment, and everybody likes it. But the formula on it isn't perfect. It does actually make those round-ending situations a lot more intense. Especially because you can never quite trust it. And part of the reason why is because of DI. You could change where you're getting launched slightly and then make it so you live or you don't. Pikachu finally gets first kill! After, you know, almost getting killed once himself. Villager is a character that is very good at camping out opponents. Not that Pikachu... Oh! Villager had 1 balloon left, otherwise he would have faced an early grave. In case anybody doesn't know, Villagers' balloons run on helium, and you get more whenever your feet are on the ground. It looked like Villager was trying to use the balloons there, but I don't know what would have popped them. Maybe he didn't mash the button? Either way, he still won the match, just by a tighter margin than I bet most of you are expecting. King K. Rool against Link. Let's see which one of these green-clad... Well, okay, I don't think they really have anything else in common aside from their default coloration. King K. Rool pulling out to a dominant lead very quickly. Doesn't go for an edge guard against Link, though. Whiffs a forward air into that smash attack. Gonna regret that in the morning. Tries to spike Link, misses. But he gets him with the propeller. You don't usually go for the damage on the propeller. You mostly just enjoy the fact that it hits opponents away really well. Now, Link just neutral got up into... Oh, that's gonna kill him. Link neutral got up into the blunderbuss's, like, wind box. You can actually attack through that with the invincibility of the get-up attack. Assuming, of course, your character has a long enough get-up attack. If a K. Rool spaces it better, then you might not be able to. That being said, you can also wait out the timer on the blunderbuss's wind box so that you can get up safely. So if you know what you're doing, it's not a good edge guarding technique. But if you're panicking or, well, for any sorts of reasons, it can be super useful. King K. Rool's neutral air is really good at catching recoveries, specifically because the belly armor will tank most attacks, and it sends at an angle that's very hard to recover from, especially because if you're using your recovery, you probably had to use your jump first. And even if you didn't, you still have to get through King K. Rool again. Ledge trumped neutral air. King K. Rool has a great recovery though, so he's going to make that back. Hits the ground before Link, hits him with a crown. Don't think he could have killed him. Link was only at 80%. Oh, but now he just did. King K. Rool gets the weak hitbox of Nair again. Well, actually, I don't remember if that move can kill with the strong spot. That being said, King K. Rool's at a really high percent. Up throw's not going to kill him. Oh, but up smash will. Dancing around each other, finally landing a hit. Right there you can see King K. Rool's helicopter backpack hitbox. King K. Rool, the amiibo, doesn't seem to know how to combo off down throw as well. That being said, the amiibo have, I'm pretty sure, like, frame perfect mashing to get out of it. So the windows for them are actually tighter than they would be for human opponents. Boomerang going downwards there. You don't see that much. There's probably a setup for it, I'm sure. But Link needs to play very cautiously here because he can't afford to die. Gets an edge guard on King K. Rool. He used his recovery, so it doesn't look like he has his jump. Maybe I'll check that in post. There's a very, very subtle, like, black smoke effect to tell you that a character used their jump. It's really hard to see in a match, though, especially when they have the rage as well. Link gets a throw, goes for the up throw again, into the up smash. That pseudo combo seems to work on King K. Rool. Link's starting to bring this back. He just has to win a couple more neutral interactions. Like that one. Oh, he lost that one though. King K. Rool's going for a spot. Nope, he doesn't. Neutral air probably would have killed Link. Link gets up through the jab. King K. Rool goes for a back throw. I think Link was going for a spike. Instead, he at least hits the up B. Needs to get K. Rool at a high enough percent, and K. Rool is a heavy character. So even though he is at 70%, a smash attack most probably won't kill him. You'd have to charge it up for possibly the whole duration. Which is, by the way, only a second. You can hold smash attacks longer than that, but if you hold them for longer than about a second, you don't get any extra power. It's mostly just so that if somebody tries to stall out for example, their landing for too long, that they're not going to be able to wait out your smash attack. That being said, certain smash attacks in the game is this. Yep, down throw to dash attack. And here I said K. Rool probably couldn't combo it. Corrin against Wolf. Both some pretty heavy hitters.
3, 2, 1, go!
Wolf starting out with a in-your-face blaster for Corrin. You're not going to see that often. Wolf's gun actually has a spike on the front, so the gun itself has a hitbox aside from the laser beam. It's usually just nice as a deterrent for somebody running at you a little too fast. Because, of course, the Thorn comes out before the laser hitbox does. But usually you're not trying to hit it on purpose. Corrin tries to read Wolf's landing with an up smash, but Wolf has a very good air mobility. Flying around at the corner of the stage, Corrin down airs into Wolf's back air. It's going to prove fatal, but it's not going to stop Corrin from going for a whole bunch more down airs. And a taunt. You know how much we like taunting here in this tournament. Corrin with yet another taunt. Maybe that's perhaps one of the reasons why she's lagging behind in this match. I don't know what Wolf was going for there. He could have been punished really hard. It ended up working for him. That doesn't mean it was the right decision. Well, I guess that means it was the right decision, but it wasn't a good decision. Kind of like investing your life savings into lottery tickets. Yes, if 5 million people do it, one of them is going to win the lottery. Doesn't mean it's a good choice, though. Oh, Wolf got stalled out on Corrin's forward smash hitbox. There are a couple of smash attacks that have a hitbox while they're charging. Those smash attacks actually don't get to charge as long as other smash attacks. Specifically because the hitbox can be a problem sometimes. That being said, that Corrin's forward smash hitbox isn't as much of a problem as, for example, Ness's yo-yo hitboxes. So Corrin does, I believe, get to charge for the full duration. That's only like an extra 4% on the Chainsaw Sword hitbox anyway, so... Both grabbing the ledge, Corrin gets back. Wolf almost landed the side B, but didn't. They just missed each other for a good 2 seconds there. Corrin finally pulls out a job to hit Wolf. He's going to air dodge to up B recover. That... Usually you would just side B to the stage because it's faster, and if you accidentally miss, there's a chance you really mess up your opponent. Corrin jumps early to avoid the laser, doesn't get punished. Wolf's charging an up smash, and Corrin parries it. That was really bad for Corrin, though, because Corrin's gotten caught by that move multiple times in this match. The forward-throated taunt, but the long range on Corrin's up smash hits Wolf when he's on the platform. Doesn't mean that Corrin gets to live, but it means that she gets to keep some of her pride, I suppose. King Dedede against Greninja. Very large penguin against a very large frog with a very long tongue. Oh yes, the animal stage. I guess you can tell it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday at the time of recording. This is a nice detail that actually comes up a lot in tournaments because it turns out a whole bunch of people are free on Saturday nights, especially in the Smash Brothers community. So it does help with the variety, especially way back in Smash 4 when there were like 5 viable stages and 2 of them were Animal Crossing stages. Pete the Pelican flying there in the background. He's the mailman in Animal Crossing. I never realized that he was just a 2D sprite imposed. Which, you know, would be accurate to the games, but you never see him fly in the games either. He just shows up at your front door. So I kind of just figured he couldn't fly, because you never see anybody else fly either. Greninja goes for the... King Dedede goes for the edge guard. He gets a hit on Greninja, but he misses the return, so he takes a hit for that. Naring above Greninja, though. That is kind of difficult pressure to deal with. Greninja could probably just up smash out of his shield. He didn't seem to think of it, though. Oh, King Dedede doesn't time the up tilt correctly with the get-up. And the smash attack barely kills Greninja. I'm fairly sure in that instance, if he had DI'd, he would have lived. That being said, Amiibo do take less knockback to compensate for the fact that they don't DI. It does actually lead to some interesting situations where an Amiibo can live and a human can't, and vice versa, because the two systems aren't identical. Fun and interesting combo from King Dedede. Never seen anyone spit someone into their own Gordo. Probably because it's really hard to not get hit by the Gordo and land into his mouth. King Dedede is almost fully healed all the damage he took earlier. Then he takes a whole bunch more back, you know, just more to auto-heal. A trade leads to a King Dedede forward air, Greninja makes it back. You always have to be careful edge-guarding Greninja because, first of all, his edge-guarding is good, but also his recovery move can push you away, so he can intentionally or even unintentionally mess up your recovery. Up smash isn't going to kill a character as heavy as King Dedede. Not the heaviest character in the game, that's Bowser, but pretty close. Greninja with a fall down up air. You can't really get the drag down when there's a pit below you. King Dedede with down throw to up air. With a little more percent, it would have killed Greninja. King Dedede recovers very low, almost misses the ledge, has to cancel his recovery to grab it in time. Doesn't read Greninja's return to stage right there, but he gets nair to up air. King Dedede's in a pretty good spot, however, if Greninja pulls out a single down tilt to up smash, that should definitely kill King Dedede. King Dedede barely survives that. Then he gets hit by the big sword move from Greninja, bringing us to an even last stock. Greninja just dodged twice. That's going to make his dodges worse for just a little bit. So, for example, by now they're probably fine. And really, the second dodge you do isn't penalized much, if anything. The third one is when you start seeing the penalty. King Dedede keeps recovering straight up and then having to cancel it. At that point, he should maybe just land on the stage and hope he can survive by hitting Greninja with one of the little stars. That being said, King Dedede does know that combo. If he had started the Gordo closer to the stage, it could have been relevant in ledge trap. But Greninja reads the down air. Oh, but King Dedede strikes back with his own combo. Greninja's edge guarding. King Dedede does not angle it enough to the side again, proving to be his downfall, not recovering correctly. Round 5, Cloud against Charizard, an alliteration match for the ages. For being such an edgelord that he is, you'd think that Cloud would have a more intense name, instead of something that's known for being puffy and fluffy. Cloud started out by charging 2 smash attacks. He's gotten the first hit, so he might not stop. Oh, now he got hit for one. Maybe he'll learn. More smash attacks from Cloud, though. Sour spot of up smash. I guess when he's got the percentage lead, he can pull it off, but... yeah, now Squirtle's starting to punish him for his reckless behavior. Squirtle has to recover on stage, but Cloud got up rolled. Get up rolled in past tense? Instead of neutral get up to probably grab Squirtle there. Grabs aren't faster than other attacks. However, when a character is on the floor like that, usually the fastest option available to them is to shield. So that's usually a good time to grab them. Ooh, Cloud hits Limit Cross Slash. Charizard survives, has to Flare Blitz on stage. Brings up something I suppose I relearned it, but Charizard's Flare Blitz deals 5% to him, and then another 5% if he hits something, for a total of 10%. However, the 1v1 damage multiplier that makes one-on-one fights go just a little more fast and evenly paced also applies to Charizard's self-damage. So he does 6% to himself. Oh, Cloud barely made it back. 6% to himself, and another 6% if he hits something. Something including, you know, people and walls. In Smash 4, it used to just be the flat 10%. So even with the multiplier... Cloud can't make it back from that. Even with the multiplier, it still works out in Charizard's favor. But Charizard can also transform into Squirtle and Ivysaur again. And all he had to lose was the Rock Smash move, and I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that this is an upgrade. First of all, it means we get Squirtle and Ivysaur back in the game, and secondly, the Rock Smash move wasn't particularly useful. Turns out that being able to change your weight and attributes whenever you feel like it is a lot more useful than the okayish landing option. Especially because in Ultimate it's a lot easier for characters to get to the ledge, just by the overall speed of the game. Ooh, Cloud reading Charizard's return to stage. I don't think that was a 2-frame, but I wouldn't be surprised if it technically counted as one. Cloud with another limit, but he gets killed with it. The irony of limit break, I suppose. Charizard footstools Cloud to escape him. It seems stupid, but it actually works a lot more often than you'd think, because once you footstool somebody, well, if they're not attacking you yet... Oh, Squirtle actually made it back from that. I'm a little surprised. Sorry, Charizard as transformed into Squirtle. That being said, Charizard should have switched off from Squirtle, because at that high of a percent, most attacks would kill him. So Cloud is lagging behind. He does hit a limit cross slash, though. Not a free 30%, but an easy 30%. Charizard switches into Squirtle. Probably not the best time, just because Cloud's at a high enough percent that Ivysaur or Charizard would be better at killing him. Squirtle is, of course, more agile. A lot easier to win those neutral interactions. Cloud almost has another limit. He's actually at the golden sweet spot, because if Squirtle hits him off stage, like that, he's going to get the limit back. He used it on Blade Beam. He teched to save his life. So that still shouldn't excuse the fact that he should have saved Limit Clim Hazard to recover if he needed it. He probably could have taken less percent. That... So it looked like it hit Ivysaur. If I had to guess, that was probably a victim of the hitbox interpolation of Smash Bros. Ultimate. Basically, on some moves that move very fast... Ooh, reading the get-up roll. On some moves that move really fast, when the hitboxes travel, lines are drawn between their previous and next positions, and usually the only side effect is that on large, curved, sweeping moves like that, sometimes the move hitboxes are a little straight on some edges instead of the curve that you would expect they are. Ryu against Banjo. It was pointed out to me that Banjo's head is a little bit smaller in Smash Ultimate than it is in his games. I always wondered why he looked just a teeny bit off. That being said, I think they did a really good job with his model. Much better than Nuts and Bolts Banjo Kazooie. I remember seeing a commercial for that when I was in, like, 3rd grade. I had no idea what it meant or anything. Oh, you got to see Banjo's parry animation right there. It's actually a reference to the 1-up token things from his game. They're not tokens, they're statues. And even that, they're only in the first game because, first of all, people hardly ever died anyway. And secondly, usually the punishment of death was that you had to quit that you had to restart that level. That was enough of a punishment. They didn't feel like adding lives. Wow, a whole bunch of shock jump pads spawned there because Ryu kept hitting Banjo. A little more offstage shenanigans than you usually expect from a Ryu. Ryu using the auto turnaround there to string those up tilts together. It is theoretically possible that the AI was able to pivot the direction, but since Ryu turns around automatically, it's pretty safe to say that that was a perk of auto turnaround. which is almost entirely a boon in one-on-one fights. The only consequence is that it becomes harder to use your dash attack, but if you execute a reverse aerial rush, which is a little bit longer to explain than I care to go into right now, but it lets you use a back air. Ryu's recovery does hit Banjo while he's still on the stage. Ryu buried for almost no time though, grabbed Banjo's grenade, but now Ryu is off stage, not a place where Ryu wants to be. In Street Fighter there is no off stage, so Ryu doesn't have too many options at his disposal. Barely hits Banjo. Ryu successfully makes it back, but if it was a human playing, I wouldn't recommend that. Cancels the up air into a side B, no idea why. Only gets hit by one hit of the back air though. Ryu finally gets a kill on Banjo, 45% behind. It can be come back from, but it's usually indicative of a, well, you know, Banjo has the momentum. Just because it can be recovered from doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Ryu trying to edgeguard Banjo with Shoryuken. I guess he got the hit, which is extra damage, which will help him kill Banjo at some point. That being said, Banjo got all the way down to 0.5%. Oh, I'm gonna make sure that shows up in post. There was either a visual glitch or a AI dash dance. Ooh, Ryu canceled down smash into the truest input of nope, not Shoryuken, Hadoken, the fireball. Cool thing about the fireball is that Kirby can do the special input. Well, both special input versions if he copies the move. I know there are some moves that have an exception. For example, Kirby can't copy a KO punch, but he does get the straight lunge. It's more that the two special moves happen to be mapped to the same button. Kirby also doesn't get limit break, even though I think getting those things would be pretty cool. Ryu did not jump before using the Tatsumaki kick. If you do, then you get just a little extra height. Would have made it easier for him to recover. That being said, it would have put him higher up, making it easier for Banjo to get his recovery. Oh, Ryu went for an up smash, but Banjo shielded it. Went for his first Wonder Wing of the game. Ryu now needs to confirm a hit into Banjo. Spikes him onto the stage. Unfortunate for Ryu. Very fortunate for Banjo. Doesn't cancel anything out of that down air. He needs to start canceling into his kill moves. For example, side B kills crazy early for, well, I want to say no reason, but it's because Ken's combos, and since Ryu's doesn't, it has to do something else. And what they decided was it kills stupidly early. Ryu just ran into that. Gets his jump sniped by an egg. That's going to be the end for Ryu. Next match. Japan R.O.B versus Snake. Or I guess I should say R.O.B Japan. With the American R.O.B skin. You know, for confusion. At this point, since I have to bring it up every time, Snake only went for 2 hits of the jab. R.O.B was weirdly behind him, so it does make sense. But R.O.B goes for the combo, but somehow Snake was able to act out of it first. Doesn't get a trip off of any of those down tilts. Snake gets out of the combo with a down air this time. Armors through the forward air. R.O.B with a really quick grab. Usually with R.O.B's grabs, you want to go for the combo and or kill throw before you try to throw the opponent off stage. I'd only throw them off stage if you know the combo's not going to kill and you'd rather get the stage pressure. That being said, R.O.B just got the combo kill, so I guess he knows what he's doing. get up attacks into the missile. Not something you want to do. But he gets a back air. More down tilts. One of those was a trip, but he canceled it with another down tilt. Snake almost was able to get the spike off of R.O.B. Snake tries to pull out the rocket launcher, which, by the way, you should never aim those at your feet. Not that any of you are going to have a chance to use a rocket launcher anyway, but in real life, if you aim a rocket launcher at your feet, you blow up and die. Ooh, falls off stage with a down air. That being said, that was pretty perilous for Snake, because if R.O.B had gone for down air, he would have still had enough fuel to recover and could have killed Snake. R.O.B waits for the get-up attack, but doesn't punish it fast enough. Probably would have been easier if he used a projectile instead of chasing it. Goes for up throw to down air. Not normally a thing. R.O.B is a character who usually has a harder time landing, but he's been having a decent time of it this match. Stands on the C4 though. Does not throw the top to recover easier, but Snake down tilts him out of the range of the missile. Up tilt to neutral air to landing up air. Whiffs a laser. Sorry, I thought that was going to be a combo, but I guess R.O.B has other ideas. Forward tilt's not going to kill R.O.B from that side of the stage. Snake now has to recover. That's why Snake doesn't usually go as low. Gets one hit of the up air hitbox. Snake's going to be able to live that. But both of these characters now are just struggling to kill each other. Snake pulls out the rocket launcher. If R.O.B was into Amiibo, he probably could have killed Snake for that. Shoots a Nikita 3 feet. Only slightly better than shooting it at the ground, which did kill R.O.B. Playing really strangely on the ledge. R.O.B knocks him to the other side of the stage. Goes for a Nikita. R.O.B decides to attack it instead of Snake. Not a wise decision. I do notice R.O.B hasn't used any arm rotors. Which, to be fair, if the move is blocked... Ooh, this should kill Snake. Yep, R.O.B gets the up smash on time. Dash dances for fun, I suppose. Should have get up attacked for the extra damage on that. Still won the interaction, though. Parries one, but not the next 4 hits of Snake's down air. Starts down tilt city, though. Gets hit by a forward tilt. Snake gets him with the forward smash. But R.O.B techs it. Snake has just enough space to get back on stage. R.O.B needs to attack the Nikita to not die. He's going to have to re-grab the ledge. Snake doesn't abuse the lack of invincibility. Throws out another Nikita. R.O.B doesn't attack it, but he recovers around it. This time he does the get-up attack. Snake has hit R.O.B with like 4 smash dash attacks in a row, I think. Gets the up smash into the up tilt. 1 would have been enough. Alright, for the final match of this episode, we have Pit against Chrom. Two-bladed characters. Pit's a very generalist character, whereas Chrom's a very rushdowny character. Although, he doesn't have the trait that Roy does, where Roy's sword is stronger at the hilt of the sword. This actually mean that Chrom is a little bit stronger from slightly farther away, so he doesn't have to rush down as heavily. That being said, the difference is a little bit slight. But usually it just means that the edges of his attacks still need to be feared. Although his side B doesn't kill at as ridiculously low percents as Roy's does. Chrom goes off stage, usually not a good idea. Ledge trumps Pit with the ether, though. Pit grabbed the ledge there. I'm a little surprised. Usually you have to wait just a little bit longer. Chrom techs that down air. Not something you do normally see from a human. Not teching in general, just teching a spike from... Pit falls into the ether, taking Chrom... Well, Now it's a 2-stock match with 6 minutes and 45 seconds instead. Chrom, of course, was one of the 2 members of the incredibly short match we had semi-recently in the preseason. Part of the reason was because his up B kills both him and his opponent. Ooh, Pit goes for a combo that doesn't exist. Dan tilts into grab. Ooh, because he gets and he gets Chrom's recovery. So, Ike's recovery has a little bit of armor and it has a hitbox on the sword, but Chrom's ether doesn't have a hitbox until Chrom grabs the sword. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any armor on it. To compensate, since he's almost, well, he's an echo of Roy, so his moves are the same with that one exception. It's to make him a little more generalized, but not strictly better. Roy has the better recovery. But Pit caught Chrom during it. Now, Chrom went for the eruption on his blade. I actually don't think it's called that. I'm going to have to look up the name for that in post, I suppose. They decreased the lag on that move, so you basically can't punish it anymore. Which is a little annoying, but it does mean people get to use the move. It used to just be you'd use the move whenever you got a shield break. Because shield breaks, well, shield breaks are their own mechanic, but they last longer if you're at a lower percent. So that meant that if you were at, say, 0%, they would last long enough to hit with the fully charged blade, which is, well, it's a one-hit kill. It doesn't evaporate the opponent, but it has enough knockback that on normal stages, if they don't hit a wall or anything, they're going to die. Pit recovers off stage, has just enough room to make it back without killing himself. Oh, I also forgot to mention on shield breaks, if they're at a... Oh, Chrom makes it back. If they're at a low enough percent that the fully charged... I mean, a high enough percent that the fully charged blade doesn't kill them, they're usually at a low enough a high enough percent that a charged smash attack will. So, you know, don't let your shield get broken against a Roy or Chrom. Chrom runs across the stage just to grab Pit. Pit needs to get a good edge guard on Chrom without getting killed by his up B. Chrom's going to have to recover from that. Doesn't grab the ledge. This is really bad for Chrom. He might not be able to make it back. But he gets Pit at the last second with Ether. Another reason why you should never slouch against a Chrom off stage. Well, that's one for the textbooks.